Welcome back to another episode of the Power Couple Show. You've got Lyss and Larry here with you today. We want to apologize for the interim because it's been a couple months since we posted an episode. We were, you could say, wrapped up in busy season with weddings and just trying to figure out our priorities. And now we're back, and you'll see us every Tuesday on YouTube or podcasts, wherever you listen to them. So today, we want to talk to you about building a business as a couple. We've been doing some things that we want to share with you that I think might benefit you, especially if you're growing a business with your partner, your spouse, or a business partner, so that you guys are both on the same page and working toward common goals. So, you want to tell them what we've been working on together?
A lot. Yeah, aside from being in busy season for weddings, which the whole month of October was just crazy. Totally
September,
crazy.
October.
Yeah, nuts. Been doing so much. Where do we start?
Well, something that we've been doing together is we've been journaling. And this is something that we just recently started because we are really believers in the law of attraction. And when you're feeling the gratitude and being able to reflect on it, you're able to attract more of it. Mm-hmm. So that's something we've been doing together every morning and night now.
Yep.
Just 5 to 15 minutes in just a plain composition notebook so that we're able to really make sure that we're on the same page, with our vision first off, and then with just what we're trying to manifest together. So in our businesses, in our personal life, everything.
Yeah, everything.
Yeah, so that's been translating well into our relationship also because we're able to talk about these things, and if we're not in alignment, then we can come together to
figure out why and how.
Yeah, realign or maybe make a compromise on what we're working toward or stuff like that.
So far, we've been almost word for word
on what we want. Yeah.
Being in separate rooms, filling out the same, kind of questions that we're answering and what we want to manifest and everything. Almost word for word, we're on the same page.
Yeah.
One of us might have something the other one doesn't, but it's oh, I didn't think of that. That's a good thing. I need to put that in my manifest. So.
Yeah, for example, we were envisioning our future dream home, and we both, had it pretty good, pretty on point, with the other person, but he had, a better climate situation. I just manifested the type of house and what it looked like, and he was actually even more specific about, the temperature outside, year-round and stuff like that.
You get the best of all the seasons. You don't want to have a house in a beautiful spot where it's winter 10 months out of the year, or, if you're into that kind of thing.
So, these are the things that you need to be specific about when you're manifesting and writing in your journal, because the more specific you are, you're going to get what you want.
Yeah.
If you say, I want a brand new car, but you're not specific about the type of car, you might get one that you might not want.
Yeah.
Same thing with our house or our businesses. We might say we want to book 15 events this year, but if we're not specific and say we want to book 15 $10,000 events...
You get 15 crap events.
Yeah, exactly. And you got what you asked for, but you just weren't specific enough. So, in relation to building a business, while doing this, we have been really trying to put all of our effort into it. You might not know Larry's officially full-time in our businesses now. You want to tell them a little bit about how you're feeling with that?
It's been a bit of a struggle. It feels really good to be home, to be able to dedicate time to our businesses and the stuff I have going on and our kids and everything like that. It's just a hard mental thing to almost feel like you don't have a purpose because you're so tied to your job. So that's kind of how I've been feeling. Great, I'm working on our stuff now, but where's my contribution? And it's just, I guess it's just a hard mental block to get over.
Yeah, and it's coming. You just haven't seen the fruits of your labor yet.
Yeah, because
I like to think that the journal is helping with that.
Yeah, definitely. But it's hard to see in the now what your work is going to give to you. Because right now it's doing a lot of back-end stuff, a lot of fulfilling things that are already paid for, stuff like that. But I'm working so that future me is going to have everything set up and everything's going to run smoothly. Mm-hmm. But as far as not having the 9 to 5 anymore, it's definitely double-sided. Which, yeah, it feels good, like I said, to be home and everything, but to not, it's hard to explain, when you don't have a 9 to 5 job where you get up, you go to work. I feel like it's hard to, when you wake up in the morning, not, have somewhere to go and a specific, have someone tell you what to do. I feel like that might be what it is. It's like when you go to work, you have your tasks for the day. And when you assign yourself tasks for the day, it's hard to hold yourself accountable to them.
Mm-hmm. We were talking about this a little bit, like just the two of us the one night, because it's all about the self-discipline as an entrepreneur.
Mm-hmm.
And even like when you're building your business, like with your couple or your spouse or a business partner, you have a little bit more accountability as opposed to if you were just doing it on your own. But if you're like us, we're not mean enough to like say, for example, we want to go to the gym, but Larry will wake up in the morning and be like, I'm really not feeling good today. And I'll just be like, okay.
Yeah.
Instead of saying, like, no, we need to get our butt in there. Like, this is what we signed up for. This is what our goals are. This is where, like, the journaling is kind of coming into play because we do that first thing in the morning. It gets us focused on our goals. It makes it so that we set the intention for the day. Mm-hmm. And then we can reflect on it again later and say, okay, this is where we followed through. This is where we had difficulty. This is what came up. So that we can reflect on it and do better tomorrow. But it puts us in the right headspace and the right mindset to tackle the day.
Yeah, which is huge because we all wake up in the morning. Not every day, but we all wake up in the morning and say, like, I don't want to do anything. You're grumpy. You're still tired because your kids kept you up. Like, you don't want to go to the gym. You don't want to have a good breakfast. You don't want to be productive. You just want to mope around all day and do nothing. But spending 5, 10, 15 minutes just putting positivity on paper is like, it's just a big old key that opens up the world for you.
Mm-hmm.
And I noticed that, like we recently started doing it, but the other day...
You were so cranky.
Yeah, I was like really like not in a good mood because we started it at night and I was laying in bed. I was done. I was ready to go to sleep. And Lyss was like, hey, let's, we gotta fill out our journals. And I'm like, you want me to get out of bed, walk all the way downstairs, grab my journal, come back up, and then spend 15 minutes writing? I want to go to sleep. And I didn't, and then I felt great. And I was like, why was I so upset about something that took me 30 seconds to run downstairs, grab, and come back?
Mm-hmm.
Fill it out. Like, it's all in your own head, and you create your own negativity around something that you don't want to do, even if it's something positive, like going to the gym and having a good breakfast and, not eating out and stuff like that. Like, you put a negative spin on it in your head that you don't want to do the positive things for yourself.
Mm-hmm. You're so right. That really kind of even plays into the idea of, like, filling yourself up, like, filling your cup up in the morning before you do anything else.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, in the respect of creating, like, a routine, basically, around your morning so that you have, let's say, an hour in the morning to do your journal, eat a good breakfast, do a little workout, like whatever it is that you need to do in the morning to fill your cup up before you even start any of your to-do list for the day. Because let's face it, like, if your cup isn't full, you're not going to put all of the effort, all of the energy, and really the intention behind the work, like, into what you need to do. It's not going to be as quality as if your cup were full.
Yeah, that's big.
Yeah.
If you're not putting yourself and your mental state first, the rest of your day won't follow. If you stay in that negative, grumpy, unproductive headspace for the whole day, that's how your whole day's going to go. You're going to be grumpy, you're not going to get done what you want to get done, and then you're going to go to bed unfulfilled. And it's a cycle. Because then you're going to wake up tomorrow and say, I have to do all the stuff I didn't do yesterday. And then you'll just, shrug your responsibilities to yourself. And it's a cycle. You get deeper and deeper into it. And breaking the cycle and waking up, and as much as you don't want to sit down for 15 minutes and scribble in a book or have that healthy breakfast that has spinach and whatever in it that you're not a huge fan of, like, you just do it. And when you're done, you're like, wow, that wasn't bad at all. It was yummy, and it was nice to sit down and have some quiet time and write. And then the rest of your day follows suit, that, like, you're doing stuff that you would normally not like doing, but you do it and you're like, wow, this is not bad, and it's actually really productive, and I want to do it more. And then that starts a new cycle of...
And a new habit.
Yeah, of starting your day on the right foot in a positive cycle.
Yeah, and, like, when you reframe your mindset, like, with the journal and with the positive routine in the morning, it reframes everything else for the rest of the day. So, let's say you're writing out your intentions and your goals are to... I don't know, like for me today, it was to film a whole lot of content because I want to get on a ahead of the schedule kind of calendar I wanted to design for a wedding tomorrow and write a little bit in my book. Carve out some time for that. So, like, by having those 3 intentions, then you see, like, everything else. It's like, okay, getting my workout in for the day, eating a healthy breakfast, this all gives me energy so that I can do the rest of those things. Mm-hmm. And it helps support the goals of the day.
Yeah. And something, too, is that I feel like a lot of people are in the headspace that, like, oh, if I spend 2 hours in the morning doing all this crap, filling out a journal and going to the gym and this, that, and the next, it takes away from my productivity time. But if you don't do those things, your productivity is going to be way less because you're going to be, like, distracted, sidetracked throughout the whole day.
You don't have energy.
You're not going to have the energy. You're going to be sitting at your computer and your hand's going to wander over to your phone and you'll be on social media for an hour and not even realize it. And then
that's the hour that you could have been at the gym.
Exactly.
And, like, it kind of ties into that mindset of, like, when you get up in the morning, like, make your bed because then you've already done something for the day and it just kind of snowballs. When you're waking up and you're writing in your journal and you're eating breakfast and you're going to the gym and filling your cup up with all these things that you've been saying you wanted to do all year, you feel productive. You've already done something for the day and it just snowballs because you're just moving off, like, checking it off the list, basically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because then by the time...
And you feel so good because you're actually doing stuff that you've said that you wanted to do and you're following through on it.
Yep. And by the time 9, 10 o'clock in the morning rolls around, yeah, it seems like it's a little bit late in the day to be getting the ball rolling, but you've already checked off so many things on your list to get yourself started, to make sure you're fed and your body's in good standing and your head's in a good space before you even start, and your productivity goes through the roof. Mm-hmm. And I noticed that even yesterday, like, doing this, I, like, didn't have the need to, like, want to sit on my phone and kind of zone out for a while. I was productive, like, meaningfully productive all day.
Yeah.
And got done the work that I needed to get done, and I felt good about it.
Mm-hmm. So what are the key takeaways for our listeners today so that they can be more intentional in the relationship and the growth of their business?
Have a decent morning routine that puts you in the right headspace first thing in the morning. Dedicate the time and just set yourself up for success in the morning because the rest of the day will follow suit.
And what if their partner, like, isn't on board?
You can try and get them on board, and if that doesn't work, then do it yourself. Because
setting that example, he'll see or she'll see, like, what you're doing and see how much more productive you are, that you're accomplishing your goals, that you're moving the needle in your business or your life, and they're going to be like, what are you doing, girl?
Yeah, because if you're in a relationship where you're both kind of like a meh, you both get up in the morning groggy, and you both get up, have some coffee or a Monster Energy, and you both go to work and blah, 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 then there's no change. But if one of you decides, I'm going to start my day off differently, I'm going to have tea instead of coffee, and I'm going to spend 15 minutes journaling and, dedicate even a small portion of your morning to yourself and to your self-betterment, it's going to impact you way more than anything else could. Because you're going to feel motivated. Even if you're not a gym person, you'll feel more motivated to go to the gym and to eat better. And just, it puts you in that right headspace. Mm-hmm. And your partner will see that and say, wow, it looks like you lost a few pounds. Or you seem a lot happier. Or you're more put together. And they might want to hop on board with that.
Yeah, 100%. Kind of like when you're on a diet or you see your aunt on a diet and she's dropped 15 pounds, 25 pounds. You're like, hey, Aunt Becky, like, what are you doing? And it's like, here, why don't you try this? Then you, like, want to try it because you just saw somebody else doing it. It's the same kind of thing.
Yeah.
When your spouse sees you or your partner sees you making moves in your life and moving the needle in your business and I want to say, like, developing yourself better, they're going to hop on board.
Yeah, self-development is attractive.
Yeah.
You see someone that's bettering themselves, and it doesn't have to be physical. They don't have to be losing weight. They don't have to be doing whatever. But just seeing that somebody is intentionally putting themselves in a better spot is appealing.
You're so right. Like, it's sexy to see somebody bettering themselves with goals, that they're working on their goals, that they're following through on their word. Like, that's such a sexy trait and characteristic that your partner is, like, not gonna... It's like subconsciously they're going to be attracted to it and want to do it too.
Yeah, I definitely feel that because we've talked about it in the past where I wasn't always on board with everything that Lyss was doing, and you see, like, they develop without you if you're not on board. So to see, like, okay, she's doing this, and if I don't get with it, I could potentially lose it.
Yeah.
So, it's a motivating factor in itself that you might step outside your partner's league, so to speak, and they don't want that.
Yeah. All right. I think we'll leave it at that because this is a pretty long episode and it's pretty juicy. Definitely start making some moves in your life to better yourself, work on your goals, and really follow through on the word that the promises that you made to yourself. Keep your word because you're going to feel so much better. You're going to have more self-confidence and you're going to see so many things in your life change and it's going to be for the better.
Definitely. And if you have any questions, like you don't know where to start, what to do, how to help yourself or your partner, reach out to us.
Yeah, send us a DM on Instagram or send us an email.
Yeah.
We'd love to hear from you and help you and try to support you any way that we can.
Definitely.
Hope everybody has a great day and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.